Oh, Ruby. Hello. Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for your Monday night live stream. There's a lot of activity, evidently, that's just happening right now. Hello and welcome. I appreciate y'all being here. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Mary. Hello, Tia. Thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate you. It feels like forever since I've done a live stream, even though I know it's only been, 2 weeks? Feels like a long, long time. So, as always, first we'll do a little update, and then we have some fun for you tonight. I've been secretly learning how to make sourdough bread behind the scenes, and I've had a real good teacher, but I have been an epic failure of a student. But we're still trying. We're gonna crush it eventually. I'm determined, and that's gonna be part of the theme of tonight's live stream is trust the process. So last week we did not get to friend. Hello, friend. Welcome. Thanks for being here, Carolyn. Appreciate you. Oh. Tia walked to the store in 91-degree heat, and you're not dead. I mean, that's great. You're sweating this morning with Coach. That's probably true. Boy, it's a sweaty workout. It's so sweaty all the time. As many reps as possible means I do as many as I can, and when she switches, I switch. I did pretty good today, though. I think I was doing most exercises like 8 or 10 times when she did 10. But, I mean... as many reps as I can possibly do while Coach does 10. That's what I think AMRAP means. But yeah, it was a sweaty one for sure. Hello, Mama. Is that an Edgar haircut? I don't know. What is an Edgar haircut? It's a haircut. It's the same one I always get. A 0 to 1 fade and a little off the top. Is that an Edgar haircut? I don't know. Is that a TikTok thing? Am I missing something already? Is it a trend? I don't follow social media as well as my mama does. Yes, it is a fresh cut. Yes, it is not. I'll say it's a live stream haircut, but it's not. It's my birthday Glen Rose haircut. Hello, Lisa. Lisa is the one. She's a great teacher, guys. Please, going forward, note that... Lisa is a member of the Fit Squad. She did a virtual Zoom session with me and Tia, and it was great, Lisa. It really was. It was very informational, very well done. Hey, everybody, stop. Please stand by. Hey, stop. You're okay. People are allowed to walk by. All right. And we're back. Anyway, so we had a great online session, and I had to get my starter from King Arthur, which is the bread company. Ruby! Ma'am, stop. Quit. All right. So it was a great online session, and I learned a whole bunch, and my starter was... It was no good. It was thicker than Play-Doh. She's like, it should melt in the water. Just use your muscles and whisk it in. And I was like, I'm whisking like a mad woman, and I'm pushing with all of my might, and it is still like Play-Doh. So I've been working on it for 5 days, and today I made bread. Kind of. I mean, it is edible. So let's check back in with the chat, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll start to make some dough here in a minute. Uh-oh, don't stop collaborating. Listen. You're going to feed your starter while you watch? Okay, yeah, we can talk about that, Tia, because that's definitely part of it. Yeah, you need to, Lisa has learned that you can dehydrate your starter and send it to people. So she may do that. I don't know. No promises, everybody. Yeah, Cheryl and I were talking about that. She said she used to make an Amish bread starter I don't know how that's similar or different than sourdough, but this bread math is different than regular math, like always. I mean, I should have known when you go in and they're like a baker's dozen, and that's not 12, you should know that bread math is not something you should play with. I can't do regular math, and then I thought I could do bread math. What in the world? It's fun. Anyway, it's been a fun experience trying to learn sourdough bread. And I know what a bunch of y'all are thinking, and y'all are thinking, but Misty, you're keto. Most of the time. Most of the time I am, but I like to have carbs, especially now with my workouts getting bigger and longer and more intense. And the fact that I can say that I made bread and it is flour, water, salt. That's it. Those are the ingredients. Flour, water, salt. You give it flour, water over and over again, and then you give it salt when you bake it. That's it. I'll take that for a good gut health. It doesn't spike my sugar the way white bread does. So if you're triggered by carbs, I'm not real sure how you got here anyway, because I don't talk about it very often, but we all know I'm low carb. I've been low carb for a long, long time. Keto is too strict for your pal Misty because people think it's food, and it's not. And I don't even want to get into the keto police. So if you're the keto police, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream. I know you're not here. You can see yourself out the door. So the first thing that we want to talk about is what I've done in the last couple of weeks. And in the last couple of weeks, I got to lead another Fit Squad workout. And I chose to do Tabata, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. It sounded easier in my mind when I thought I had the routine. I was ready. I triple checked it. I was good to go. And I wrote it all down. And then I woke up on Saturday morning and I checked it again. And I was still good to go. And then I put my cards down in the wrong order. And I confused myself on what set it was. Anyway, none of them cared. Thank you, ladies, who all got to join or who will catch the replay. Thank you for being there. It was still super fun for me, but oh my goodness. This leading workout stuff with other people that I have to watch and pay attention to, it's like watching 12 TV stations at once. It's a lot. I can barely watch one station at a time. Oh, like you should have seen me doing the bread this morning, Lisa. I did film a video. I'm going to have to edit it together. I have a feeling it's going to be hysterical, but we'll see. But that was super fun. I got to lead another Fit Squad video, and I got to do another timing. I like to do a different timing or a different style. So I had been doing HIIT, which is 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And then I thought I'd do Tabata. It doesn't leave you very much time to tell everybody what's coming next. It was a challenge. I'm excited to try to do another one day. So, all right, let's see. Oh, Lisa says Amish bread starter is so high maintenance. Cheryl agrees with that. Oh, no, I don't want high maintenance. This has not been high maintenance. Literally, like, I've been working on this starter for like 5 days. Well, now it's like, what, day 7? But it hasn't been a lot of work. It's like 5 minutes a day. So this morning was kind of a lot baking the bread because it was a new process. A pro tip, read all of your steps from start to finish a couple of times so that you know what you're doing, especially if you're Misty. You got to know what's coming up next or else you're not doing that step because you didn't know because you didn't read it. But trust and believe in the process, and then I'm going to show y'all what we got. Put all in the bread, sort of, kind of. I mean, I don't know. It's barely bread. It smells just like bread. It tastes just like bread. It has some fun holes in it. Can I get a close up of that? No. Sort of. There we go. Look how dense that is. It's like a Frisbee. Look how thin. We didn't get the rise that we were supposed to. Lisa's been helping me through it. She challenged me to bake the bread anyway today because I had given up on it. And I said, it's not going to work. It's just a gloopy mess. It's never going to be bread. She's like, I challenge you to bake it anyway. So I did. And I mean, it tastes real good. like it's thick. I mean, it shouldn't be this thick. Sourdough is typically like a light, airy, but I mean, I got a crunchy crust on here. I have some fun holes. So it's working. I trust the process. I call this edible. And then you get better, right? You start where you're at, and then you trust the process and you grow and you get better. And then the next time you do a Tabata workout, you'll be better at it because you'll do it on a crazy board and not on cards so that you don't get yourself confused. It does smell real good though. How does it smell so good? Like, why does it smell so good? This is my addiction right here. So I'm really excited about this. I know that sounds crazy. Y'all are like, why are you excited about bringing one of your addictions into your house? Because I've had this in my house all day, and all I've been really excited about doing is showing it to y'all. I had my piece of it. I may have another piece of it tomorrow when I compare it to the one that we're going to be making the dough for tonight. I mean, I'll ask my mama if she wants to eat it. Mama, do you want a piece? Because if not, I may just it may just like go for the bird. Can eat this, right? It's flour and water. Can't birds eat this? Because I was thinking, really, if I had any epic disasters, it could be bird food or squirrel food, right? So anyway, we made bread. And do you know what really kind of the best part was? So I went through this whole thing. Lisa challenged me to make the bread. I trusted the process. I made the bread. And as I was waiting for the bread to bake, I went to the Bible app to do the verse of the day, which is something that I do every day. And I normally do it in the mornings, and I had actually gotten myself a little bit off of schedule today. So I always fit it in, but it's not always in the morning. And so it was a little bit later. And today's verse of the day was, give us this day our daily bread. Check. Thank you, God. We did it. We made bread. God's got a good sense of humor. I like him a lot. He's new favorite all the time. But anyway, so yeah, I've been basically working on this sourdough starter and trying to get it to work. And then I got to lead a Fit Squad video. And then here's how my brain works, right? Yesterday, we went for our walk. It was a lovely walk. We always go for a walk. I held Natasha's thumb for a second on accident and then on purpose. And then we skipped, I think. I don't know. I still don't know if I could skip. We haven't safely done the challenge yet. We're all feeling a little old to skip. But so we had our lovely walk. I've been working on this starter. I came home and Amy's like, hey, we're going to go swimming. Do you want to come? I was like, well, I'm going to be swimming this week probably. I want to do a few things around the house. I was like, I kind of want to clean because my mom's coming. Most of y'all may not know that if you're just watching the live stream and don't follow me in my Discord, but my mom's coming. It's going to be her Airbnb. Except for she's got to bring her own coffee and coffee maker. Not really, guys. Just for the record, Mom, my Discord gave me a real hard time. Like, you better have your mom coffee. I was like, no, she said she's bringing her own. But spoiler alert, I do have you some coffee. Decaf. Because it's my husband's favorite. So, anyway, clean the house. Decided to do kind of a deep clean because my mom is coming. And then today I decided to make bread and I had flour. Like there was flour. I had flour get over there. Flour. How did it goes poof and it's everywhere. It's like it is a disaster. Is anybody else does it get better the more you cook? are you not as much of a disaster as you go? Because it's a little bit of a disaster right now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, read the instructions, Lisa. It's real important. Read them before. I think I read it during, and I think that's why it didn't get cooked enough as well. It'll get better. It will. I think it will, because the starter itself has gotten better, because at first it wouldn't even rise, and now it's rising. Oh yeah, toast. I did kind of make toast because I did cut another piece off. I filmed the process, so I tasted it for the video. Spoiler alert, it got a 5 and a 0. Like, it got all the scores. So, but then I put it in the air fryer with some butter. You want to talk about a great crust. The crust is phenomenal. The crust tastes so good. Oh, Tashira's here. Hey, Tashira, thanks for joining. It is almost vacation time, Cheryl. Yes, officially on Wednesday for me. But my mama's coming tomorrow. We're going to have tacos. It is like glitter. Yes, flour is but it's glitter that I enjoy. Uh-oh, you're running around outside with Claire? That makes sense. Get them steps, friend. You really should. You need to join the steps challenge with all them steps following behind. Oh, Ron says he made disaster peanut butter truffle recipe that was so bad you threw out your mini dash. Oh no, that can't be good. What did that mini dash do to you, Ron? That's kind of funny though. All right, so last week was a fun week, but I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the day before the holiday. I was pulling reports. Nobody was working because everybody was off on the day before the 4th. I was just being real productive, getting my month in and my month start stuff, and then my internet went out. And I don't think it came on until like right before 7 o'clock. And so I'm like, no live stream. Anyway, so I've got to lead like 3 of the last 4 weeks of Fit Squad workouts. I'm super happy to do it. I'm still studying for my exam, scheduled for August the 25th, my personal trainer certification with ACE, the American Council on Exercise. I have vacation starting. We're going to be in Glen Rose. We're going to go see Glenn Close, Maha. You going to come? I didn't realize for so long I was talking about Glen Rose and Maha. For those of you who may not know her, Journey with Maha, go check her out. We did a live stream cooking with her as well, but she thought I was saying Glenn Close, and she thought it was a person. Nope, it's a city. So, sourdough bread. Are you ready? Because we've talked long enough. I got the starter. I put it in the refrigerator. And I think where I went wrong was maybe I just should have started feeding it the day I got it, even though I wasn't planning on using it for like another 5 days. I didn't know. Lisa didn't know. It was brand new. We both followed the directions. She had me send them to her. She had me send a picture of them. And then she still was like, I still am not sure I'm reading all of it. Can you read it to me? So I was sending her voice clips. Like, we went over that thing top to bottom. So I don't know what went wrong. It could have just been a little bit of a wonky starter. But I would still recommend them. Just, I don't know what went wrong. So I feel like it was user error because they're such a reputable brand. And I did go online and it did give me some suggestions which have worked, right? So I still believe in it. And I'm not saying don't get it from them, but if you know or can get it from like someone local, probably best to do that to get your starter. So I want to show you what I have right now. This is my mother, not the one y'all have met. Well, y'all haven't met her. I've met her. Not Miss PJ. This is Ruth. She's my mother of my sourdough. I have put love, dedication, and time into Ruth every day for a week. And I have believed in her, and I have believed in me, and I have trusted the process. And Lisa has been encouraging. And so we talked earlier, Tia did, that said that she was about to feed hers. So you want to feed your mother. This is what all your bread essentially is going to come from. Ruby, stop. We just gave her a little sound click, which makes her stop. So this is my mother, and I have put lifetime and dedication into her. So I named her Ruth for a couple of reasons. One is because I like Ruth from the Bible, and I like the story of Ruth and her dedication and her commitment to her mother-in-law and to Boaz. So I wear a ring. This ring is actually Hebrew from the book of Ruth. Whither thou goest, I shall go. Where thou people, do you know the verse? Well, you may not. Anyway, we'll get back to that at a later time. So I named her Ruth. But then also because I thought it was funny, and y'all know me, there's an actual meaning that kind of came to me and felt really important and related to the mother of Ruth. And Ruth is one of the only people in the Bible that is a direct descendant to Jesus. Anyway, so there was a whole lot of spiritual meaning for me behind the name of the Ruth. And then y'all have also met me, and I'm a silly dorky nerd. And so what you do is you take pieces from the mother and you make what's called a levain. But I call mine Baby Ruth's. Because it's funny, and because Baby Ruth's look like little turd heads, and mine has been a little turd head. And so I made a little turd head. We made a little Baby Ruth earlier. I didn't mean to actually have a very symbolic meaning that came to me when I was praying, and then a really silly one, but I felt like that's how I knew it was the right alignment for me. So what you do to feed your mother, I'm just giving basic instructions. Lisa, if I'm wrong, feel free to tell the group. But all I do to feed her is I give her 20 grams of water, warm water, and 20 grams of flour. I stir her up and I let her rise. I've done that so many times over the last couple of days because I've been giving her extra feedings to make her happy and healthy and rise. So, can you see my line? Did I mark my line all the way off? Yeah, you can't see it. I accidentally drew off my line, but I had a line here, and she has risen since then. And I've already pulled from her a levain to make, or a piece to make what's called a levain, or a Baby Ruth. So this is our Baby Ruth, which we're going to make our sourdough out of. What smells good, and it is the bubble. Look at this bubblage, Lisa. Look at that. Look at it, Lisa. Look how bubbly. It's the bubbliest one I've had so far. And we are right in the sweet spot because I made this at 1 o'clock my time. So it's been 5.5 hours. And between 4 and 6 hours is supposed to be the sweet spot. Woo, 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 woo. All right. So this is our Baby Ruth, also called a levain. That we took from the mother. The way I made this is where the bread math comes in. I'm not going to bore you with so much bread math. But basically, if you want 50, you got to make at least 60. And then split it by 3. We'll get into that later. If you have questions, ask Lisa. You can ask me. I really do have a pretty good understanding of it right now. So my recipe called for 50. So since there's 3 pieces, I rounded that up to 60 per Lisa's suggestion. Did 20 grams of each. So I had 20 grams of my mother, Ruth. And then I had 20 grams of water and 20 grams of flour. That made my levain, my Baby Ruth. Now we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into a dough. Here we go. All right, so let's get our instructions again, just because I'm still new and I'm learning. Lisa, how are we? Are we good, Lisa? Was all of that accurate? I mean, I realize I call them different things because they're not Ruth and Baby Ruth. They're mother and levain, but I think Oh, can we call one Laverne? Can we call them Lavernes? No, Baby Ruths are cuter than Lavernes. But Laverne, can someone name their mother Laverne? Because I feel like that's a real, also good secondary name. Because Lavernes make Lavanes. Anyway, it's fine. We built the Lavane, and we have waited 4 to 6 hours. So now we're going to make the dough. I did some prep too. Are y'all proud? Y'all should be. Y'all don't know, but y'all should be. I have 500 grams of flour already measured out like a professional. I made a Lavane in advance. I measured out flour. That's as far as we got though. Yeah, me too, Mama. I'm so confused. I'm just talking and talking and talking. I'm not trying to teach nobody right now. I'm just real excited about it. And you've met me when I get excited. I just talk and talk and talk and talk. All right. I think we're all doing good. Hey, Gina's here. You love sourdough? Did you get to see the one that I made? Gina, I made one. It's edible. And I mean, well, I don't know what makes it sourdough, but I feel like I hit all the notes of a sourdough. But again, I like it because it doesn't give me the sugar spike of regular bread. And sometimes I do really big workouts and I want to be able to have alternate fuel sources because I am fat adapted and I do use fat as my primary source of fuel. But there are times where I also want to be able to regulate with different things. And I'm learning the smaller I get and can actually tell how my body feels, that your gut health is important because when you don't eat the foods that make your stomach feel right, your whole mental and physical is off. And I like eating yogurts and things like that to help with the gut health. Anyway, you missed that one, Gina. Let me show you, Gina, because I'm glad that you're here. Watch, we're going to show you. This is barely sourdough. I want y'all to understand where we're starting from. This is what we started with today. It's not much. But it's for the record, right? It's kind of a Frisbee. It tastes beautiful. It has got just a great crust on it. Y'all can't even really tell, but it's a wonderful crust. Dense. It is so thick. So, all right, we need, oh no, I didn't get the bowl out yet. We need a bowl. Which I have. In a mixing bowl, on a food scale, you're going to combine your warm water and your Baby Ruth. Or your Lavane. We're gonna put Ruth back in her house in the window for now. Because we're done with her for the moment. She just sits there and gets fat and happy. You feed her 20 grams of water, 20 grams of flour. You just let her rise. And then every couple of days, you give her more and let her be happy. She can live in the fridge. It's fine. So all we need of all of this that I made is 50 grams. So we're going to measure it out. So I have my food scale. I'm going to put my bowl on there and zero it out. And then I'm going to get 50 grams of this that I made. Now, this is where it was an epic disaster the first night because I put it in the bowl and added the water. And then Lisa's like, it should melt and look like milk. And I was like, I kept pulling up Play-Doh like it's not melting. Now it melts. So we should be better. So we're going to make this. So we're going to have 50 grams of this, which is why you want to make 60 to start with, because things are going to get incorporated. And it's better to have too much than too little, because you can always take away, but if you didn't make enough, you can't add. And then that will just mess up the rest of your math. 49. Oh, we're so close. Come on, everybody. Oh, the hard part is getting just a little bit of it. I still feel like still feel like it is stickier than it needs to be. I'm kind of researching that. Now, when I say you can't take away, I didn't mean from the bowl, because I'm going to take a little bit out of this bowl. Perfect. All right. Now, we need warm water. So I'm going to let the kettle heat up. Into my 50 grams, I'm going to add warm water, and then I'm going to add flour. It is G-nut butter with butter slathered on it, as are many things. It's been a really fun process and just learning. I like to learn anything, and y'all know I like to pick up new hobbies from time to time. This is one that requires patience, discipline, dedication, consistency, and those are all things that I practice. And so sourdough has been really good for me, and making sure that I can use those things in ways other than just eating and fitness. So Carolyn has to go. Have a good evening, friend. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Yes. More interview chats. Yes to new mic sets. Oh, that's on a new Sony headset? I do not have a headset, but I do have my new microphone. I like it. Okay, anyway. We're letting the water warm. You want the water warm? You want the water not scalding hot? I normally make it too hot, and then I can add some cold water in with it. And then the thought is that should melt into like a milky water, and then I add in the flour. Roll it into a bowl. Well, we mix it and let it sit for 30 minutes. That's the last part y'all are going to see today. And then I'll let it do its bulk rise, so basically what's going to happen is, we're going to give that a few more seconds, is I'll stir this in with a fork. I'll mix it all together, and then I'll let it sit with a damp towel over it for 30 minutes. Then I'll work it into a ball and form it into dough with moving. I'll show y'all. Then I put it in another bowl and let it sit. All right. So you want to use warm water. We want 350 grams. So we're going to zero out. Or you can do the math in your head, which I do sometimes do. But today we're just going to do 350 grams. Which is a bit, but I want to go slow because you can very easily somehow go from 100 to 350 before you understand what's happened. And I'm wondering if maybe that's not what went wrong the first time. Because like as I add, sometimes it takes a second for the scale to catch up. I wonder if maybe I over watered or over floured it or something. All right, so we have warm water. Now we're going to use our muscles. We shouldn't have to use our muscles. It should melt nicely into this water if everything goes to plan. If there's going to be disaster, this is going to be it. And I can already tell you, it's not a disaster. It's melting. Hey, Sarah's here. Sarah believes in my cooking so much, she added me to a challenge of cooking. I wonder, I'm going to look for flour on sale, and then I'm going to make sourdough bread. Is that cheating, Sarah? I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into this. I feel like it would be fair. Okay, so I'm just making sure that all of the pieces of it's called a levain. I call it a baby Ruth. So I'm making sure all of the pieces of my baby Ruth are melted in here. Look at that milky water, Lisa. Look at it. Tia, we did it, Tia. Tia didn't get her starter in time. My starter turned into glue. Poor Lisa. You're a trooper, Lisa, putting up with this. I thank you for still being here. Now, like the professional I was, I did one thing in advance, and that was measure my flour. So we're going to put our flour in here. And And then that's really when you have to use your muscles to make it into a dough. I'm just going to dump it all in there. That's probably, I don't know if there's a preferred method, but this is mine. And then you're just going to take your fork and keep mixing and mix until you have a dough. And that's kind of the plan. So that's it. So you take your starter and you feed it. Ruby, you're okay. You're okay. You take your starter, you feed her, turn her into your mother. You feed your mother. You take from your mom and you make a babies. Pretty much. Okay, I'm wearing all my rings. Let's take off rings because we're about to get our hands in this. Just FYI, if you don't like that, now's your time to leave. I am going to wash my hands up. Just that I'm going to be real smug and tell y'all to leave, but I mean, I don't actually want dirty hands either, so. I think my bracelets will be fine. All right. Yes, homemade sourdough, very fancy. I mean, it's not very fancy, Sarai. You'll have to go back and catch the pic. It's not fancy at all. It doesn't look very good. But it tastes great. It's just really thick. I'm going to switch to a scraper. So I can make sure I get it all incorporated. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's not cheating, right, Sarah? It just has to be on sale. And if I can find bread flour on sale, does bread flour ever go on sale? To be honest, it has also felt like the never-ending bag of flour. Like I feel like I have been feeding this thing and giving it flour and flour and flour. And this is the second time I've done a dough recipe, which is 500, and I still have flour left in that bag. It's crazy. So it's I don't know, science. Yeah, we're making babies. It's the only babies y'all are gonna see your pal Misty making. Baby Ruth. Oh yeah, Tia said that I helped her learn, and so she didn't follow the directions that I followed. Because I mean, of course, you would think follow the directions from the person you got it from. Don't listen to your teacher. Listen to Lisa. And once I started doing what she said, it all worked out really well for me, Tia. So I did start with double feed. So I did whatever amount of the starter that you put in. I would do double water, double flour. So I would do 50, 100, 100. I was making more than I needed, but I wanted her to be really happy. So, all right. I'm gonna put this down and we're going to get our hands in it. But you have to trust the process, because I was ready to throw the dough out today. I was totally ready to throw the dough out and just feel like I couldn't do it. I put in a lot of time. I put in effort. I put in work. I didn't see any results. And I was good and ready to give up. And I didn't. And then I made something that's edible. Even though I may not be the primary person eating it, maybe the squirrels and the birds. I made bread because I stayed consistent and I stayed true to the process and trusted it. And that's something that I have learned on this health expedition. Trust the process. All right, let's see. Add flour and salt. We're not doing salt, sorry. We've changed up the recipe a little bit because she's tweaked it for us. All right, yeah, so we've done it. I want to see. There's our dough. Oh, we got a weird glare in there, huh? So there's our dough. We're going to take it. We're going to set a 30-minute timer. because y'all will be gone for the next step. I will let y'all go and then I will finish the process. But it's still very sticky though, Lisa. Look, I feel like that's way stickier than it should be. But oh, and I need to cover it with a damp cloth. Sorry, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna wash my hands. Talk amongst yourselves for just a minute. I'll be right back. All right, damp towel. Look at Lisa sent me a tea towel too. This is your tea towel, Lisa. I'm using it. I washed it. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Covered. And then she's going to sit there for 30 minutes. Then after 30 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her back out. I mean, I guess they're all hers. Like classically, traditionally, they give female names to the sourdough starters. It's not mandatory. So after it's rested, I'm going to work it into a bowl again, adding in the salt. And then I'll cover it and let it sit for 2 hours. Overnight. I'll let it sit overnight after this 30-minute rise. So I'll do 30 minutes. I'll add the salt back in. It's 9 grams of salt. I haven't said that yet. But it's 9 grams of salt. And then I'll mix that in. Let it rise overnight. And then tomorrow we bring it back out. We attempt to shape it. We let it rise a little bit again for its what's called its second rise. And then you get into the process of baking, which I think I had the oven open too long because I was doing so many things and it was new and I wasn't reading ahead and I got myself a little bit confused because you basically start at 475, then drop it to 425 and then 400. And then at some point I was preheating my oven instead of baking. Like, I don't know what went on, but we got something that was edible. So I'm super excited about that. And I am dadgum proud of myself. So thanks, Rob, for talking amongst your own self. And anybody else come here often? Me, I come here every Monday, Sarai. I try to anyway. Let's see. Where did we go? Oh no, Ruby got Coco's attention. Sorry about that, Gina. She's been on high alert all day. Like y'all should. Oh my goodness. I was trying to film a video while I was doing the bread this morning because I wanted to document it. And they were going crazy because the lawn people were here. I was like, I'm never going to get this filmed. My bread's in the oven. Like, I'm just going to have to go for it. Oh yeah, my kitten shirt. You know what I like about this shirt? A couple of things. One, it says I do what I want, which I do. I do what I want. And what I think other people want if I don't care, because I don't care. And two, I don't like cats and I don't like coffee, but I like wearing shirts. Why don't look? I'm being snarky and my camera doesn't want to focus on me. I feel you, camera. That's karma. I do what I want, including wearing shirts with cats and coffee on it, which are both things that I hate. But I also like it because I like Christine over at Frugal Fit Mom, and she also has this shirt. And so I feel like I am dressed like a professional YouTuber. Even though I'm not. I mean, I am wearing the same shirt that she's wearing, but I'm not a professional YouTuber. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Jen's here. Thanks for joining, Jen. We made a sourdough. I think. We'll see. Mary made some peanut butter cookie dough while I made bread. Guys, for those of you, Sarat cookie dough. I don't know if you were here. For those of you who weren't here, I made the cottage cheese cookie dough recipe. I have had some every day. Pretty much. There might have been a day where I didn't have any, but it wasn't on purpose. It's probably just because I forgot that it was a thing that I could have that day. And Mary, I got the lemon extract. I'm totally going to make some with lemon. I have some in the refrigerator right now that's still left over from my last batch. It's basically cottage cheese, almond flour, protein powder, vanilla. It's so good. Oh no, it is so good. It's like a protein fat bomb. I mean, it's great. I love it. Anyway, that's what you did. Tia, did you get your starter fed? And how much did you feed it? I'm curious. Oh yes, stretch and fold while adding the salt. Absolutely. That's how I'm going to get that salt worked in there. I think that worked really well for me the last time. Oh, you wonder if the high altitude makes a difference. It's super dry there. I don't know, because it is super wet here. Maybe that's why it's still sticky. I wonder if yours is going to be really dry. Oh, let us know, Tia. Let me know. Hala thinks it does. It may. You like a snarky shirt? I like a snarky shirt too, especially when I hate the things that are on the shirt. And so I get to be snarky about it, except for then my camera gives me karma. I'm going to love the lemon. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what we were talking about earlier. I think so too, because lemon and cherry are like my two favorite flavors. And like a lemon cake or a lemon cookie. Oh, and it'll be soft because it's like dough. Oh, it's going to be really good. With the vanilla protein powder. Oh. You need to go back and watch that recipe. It's a good one. I actually stole it from the Keto Twins, who stole it from some guy on TikTok. But I have since I looked up the recipe. I've seen all of the other people who have tried the cottage cheese cookie dough. It's really good. I mean, I can tell you what it is. It's 1 cup of cottage. This is what I make. I make 1 cup of cottage cheese, a little bit less than a cup of almond flour, a third a cup of flavored protein. I've been using vanilla, and my friend Camille over at Dual Wellness used a cookie butter. Mary's used peanut butter. I live did one and made peanut butter out of it. And then it's a 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix it all together. Blend the cottage cheese, because that's what gives it the smooth consistency. If you don't blend it, you'll keep the curds, and you'll be able to tell it won't soak it all up as nice. So you are here for the cottage cheese dough. It's so good, Sarah. It's really delicious. Oh, Cheryl's at 20,000 steps. Oh no, I kind of forgot about steps today. Do I have any? Let's check. Ooh, we're only at like 6,000. That's fine. I worked a lot today. I did bread, and in between bread, I was pulling reports. You should have seen me. I was doing the most. I was doing way too much, but it was super fun. I have vacationitis, so the only way I could stay focused on work was to do other stuff while I was doing it, and I was baking bread today. And then cleaning up, because I did a deep clean on a Sunday for Mama to come, and then on Monday, I had a flour explosion. Okay. Tia said she did 50 grams and Googled put on plastic cover due to high altitude. That's probably a good thing. Maybe my tea towel shouldn't be as damp. I don't know. We're going to work on it. Yeah, she's in Colorado now, Cheryl. They would have issues baking from that altitude. I hadn't even thought about that. Your tea towel is going to be dry in 15 minutes? Oh, yeah, no, I won't have that problem. My tea towel, I mean, it was dry by this morning after the 8-hour. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, sorry. I clicked on yours, Mama. Maple syrup. Oh, yes. Very important, Mama. Maple syrup. Thank you. Quarter cup. No. Yeah, quarter cup maple syrup. No, 1/8 of a cup. Sorry, because I'm halving the recipe. 1/8 of a cup maple syrup. Or I used caramel syrup as well, because I was just switching it up. I didn't like cottage cheese by itself, Sarai, but this way it tastes like cookie dough. My mom tried it, and she said it's a little bit like cookie dough. She doesn't like that texture. And so when I made my first one, it was a little bit looser. But since then, I've made it the proper way, and it's much more like a cookie dough consistency, especially, pro tip, let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. You only have unflavored protein powder? Yeah, I did that, and I added extra vanilla. It was good, but it's definitely better with a flavored protein. If you have an extract, which would give it that flavor, you might need to add a little extra sweetness to it, but I would think it would definitely work, Hala. Tia's doing the cottage cheese cookie dough now. You can eat it as soon as you're done making it, but let it sit for like 12 hours. It's even better. Tracy's here. Hello, Tracy. She already knows. It is 9:20 a.m. on Tuesday the 11th. Tuesday the 11th. It's the 11/7. Your dates are still. Welcome, Tracy. Tracy's in Australia where time can be only 30 minutes ahead, several hours, and 30 minutes ahead. It's so weird. Tracy, I'm cooking. I know, shocker, right? I made something that was edible that was supposed to be sourdough bread. So it was fun. No, so Sarai asked after the 30 minutes, do I get to bake the bread? Sadly, no. So I made the levain off of the mother, which I call Ruth and Baby Ruth. So we took Baby Ruth, we made her into a dough in 30 minutes, or now in about 20 minutes, 19 minutes. I'm going to take that. I'm going to sprinkle the 9 grams of salt on the top of it, and then I'll pull the dough and push it in. So like you're folding it in on top of itself over and over as you go around. And that's sort of what gives it the sourness to it as well. And then it needs to sit for 8 to 10 hours. So I won't get to bake the bread until first thing in the morning. But I will put a picture on YouTube. I post in a lot of other places. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads because it's the new one. I have my Discord for those of you who are there. So I post in those types of places. But for this, since I did this video on it, I'll make sure tomorrow y'all get a picture of whatever we get. I don't know. I'm going to bake it. Whatever it is, I'm going to bake it. Will it be bread? I'm going to say the birds will eat it. It's edible. It's bread. So, but I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better every time. And that, I get to learn. Lisa did a great job. She did such a good job teaching me. I mean, I was able to recover it from disaster and make a sourdough flavored heavy disc, which turned into an oval. It was supposed to be round, not. But that's another story. So, Holly says she has those flavor drops, multi-pack of different flavors, vanilla cupcake, carrot cake. Oh, I think that would work. You just want something to flavor it and sweeten it, to give it that cookie dough flavor, right? If it's unflavored, it kind of tastes like almond flour. If you like the taste of almond flour, which I don't mind, I liked it that way. But I know Mary tried it with the unflavored protein and just the extra extract and wasn't a fan. That's why she added the lemon to it, and then she dug it. And then I think that sounds great, and I'm going to try that too. So I would still say you could give it a go with that challah. You may have to play with the sweetness level to get it to where you like it, to where it gets the right consistency as well. So I wouldn't imagine you'd have to use very much though. So I think it should be fine. Add a little extra protein powder if you need to dry it out some. So tonight we made dough. Sitting right back there. Gonna add salt to it. We're gonna shape it one more time and let it sit overnight. And tomorrow we may have bread. Will tomorrow's bread be better than today's bread? Do you know what? I won't know that till tomorrow. But do you know what I can do today? I can do all of the things today that will prepare me to have the best chance to make the best loaf of bread out of that dough tomorrow. And it has just become the biggest life lesson, proof of concept ever, Lisa, which I know you didn't know and you didn't mean to do, but it really worked. And it's been a powerful week for me in such a weird way, guys, right? So I got something that I felt like I couldn't do and something that was new and challenging, and I couldn't see the end result in myself. I could see other people's examples, but I didn't know what it would look like for me. And so I stayed consistent and I stayed disciplined to feeding it and to take care of it and to do all of the things every day that would give me, hopefully, the best outcome. And then I got all the way to right before the end, to right before bread. This is not about bread, but it is also about bread. I got right to the end and then I almost gave up. I was ready to chunk it and just say, I can't do it anymore. I'm not good enough to do it. I'm not smart enough to do it. I can't figure out bread math. No matter how much I love it, I can't make bread out of it. And Lisa challenged me to make bread. So what's it going to hurt? I mean, I put all the work into it. I put all the time. I put all the discipline. I stayed consistent. What's it going to look like for me? Well, the bread's going to look like that. Bread's going to look like a heavy disc with a good crust on it and a great flavor. But over the last 3 years, I've stayed consistent. I've stayed disciplined. And even though I didn't know what the end goal looks like for me, and I still don't, it doesn't change the fact that I deserve to get there. I deserve the bread. Even though that's a metaphor, because I mainly eat keto, which makes it extra funny to me. But challenge yourself. Do it. And even though you see different bread in other people and what they're making, it's not what your bread is going to look like, because it's not their bread. It's yours. It's your life. It's your expedition or your journey. You can do it alone or you can do it with others. I love having y'all here. Doing it with others is of utmost importance to me. And I'm very grateful and thankful to have y'all along. We're going to regroup for just a second. And it's so easy to give up on yourself because you think you can't. Because you can't see the destination. I challenge you, bake the bread. So there's that. So thank you, Lisa, for accidentally giving me a great little week with bread. That proved to me that with consistency, dedication, time, and effort, all of the things that Ruth gave, Ruth in the Bible, and my starter, you can do great things. Give us today our daily bread. For us, that's Jesus. For me, and I'm very thankful for the people that he's brought into my life, including all of you. So, let me go to the chat for just a second. Let's see. Lemon sounds. You better ask Natasha. I will ask if they can have bread, because I know ducks aren't supposed to have bread. So I actually don't know if they can have bread or not. I'm actually considering. I don't know if they can have bread, but anyway. Hollis says great love. Thank you. Lisa has to leave. I'm glad I'm a great student. You might have missed the whole part of where I gave you thanks for that. I'll have to ask you later. I can't wait to see the results. I'll post it tomorrow on YouTube for y'all. Bread looks amazing tomorrow. I think we're going to see it tomorrow. Oh, I got some hearts. Maybe she did hear. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. Challenging yourself. Yeah, always. Oh, well, I appreciate always giving you motivation. Motivation is fleeting, but sometimes you can pick it up in others and run with it for a little bit. But the thing is you have to keep doing it, even though their outcome may look different than yours, even though their results may be different than yours. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It means that if you put in the work every day to do the best that you can, do you know what you're going to get? Your best result. And today that was my best result. And I'm really curious to see what tomorrow's going to bring. And then as we do it more, I'm curious to see how much better it gets, because I get better every day. You can get better every day. And Jean says that she's been thinking of trying one thing a day that scares her. She's glad that I tackled the dough. Yeah, do one thing a day that scares you. If you'd like that. I remember when my mom turned 60, she did 60 things she'd never done before, or that was her goal. Oh, you're back, Carolyn. I almost cried. I think you missed it. Stay the course. That's basically it. I love you too, Cheryl. Cheryl says it's a great metaphor. It was. I didn't know it was going to be, but it sure was. God is amazing and works in fun, mysterious ways, and he'll just put a lesson right in your lap in the form of bread. Who knew? You did get fresh sourdough bread tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be delicious. Yeah, safe travels to my mama tomorrow, guys. She's coming to see me. She's going to stay here at my Airbnb. Hugs. All right, yeah. So my timer's about to go off. I'm going to finish my dough and then let it rest overnight. I'll bake it in the morning and I'll update here on YouTube. So thank you again for being here, everybody. I really do appreciate you and your time that you give me every week. I don't know if I'll have a video out this week because it is my vacation. I will have a live stream next Monday or maybe Tuesday because Tuesday is my birthday. We'll talk about that. We won't probably. I'll put something on YouTube and I'll talk about it with the people in the Discord and see what they say. So if you haven't, there's always links to my Discord in the description down below of every other video. It'll be a minute before it gets on this one. You can join us there if you'd like, no pressure. You can follow me on all of the places. Again, cannot highly recommend, but I do appreciate you being here on YouTube. I hope you have a fabulous week and don't give up and go and get what you want and put in all the work. And even if it's not the outcome you desired, keep going because you never know when you're going to get exactly what you had been looking for the whole time. So, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Have you ever done something as simple as made sourdough and then was reminded of a very important life lesson? Because why can't it just be bread, Misty? Because nothing in my life ever is. I love y'all. Thanks for being here. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Have a good evening.